Hello. Welcome, people, to another review. Now, if this is your first time watching this channel is all about business education. It's all about photography and video, and it's all about tech. These are the things that I focus on and I review. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel before, please do subscribe. And one more thing, hit that notification bell to be able to be notified each time I released a new video. Now, in today's review, I'll be focusing on my own ultimate studio home setup. Now, for quite a while, most of us have been working from home, and these organization, our organization, most organizations out there do not have plans for people to return to the office in the foreseeable future. Maybe some have returned, but most people are still hearing news from the organization saying, look, we don't know when you guys are going to return back to work, so keep working from home. Now, this is the time for us to build our home studio, right? Home studio that will help us not just for now, but for the future. And in today's review, I will be dealing with mentioning those things that will help you, mentioning those key things that I think you should have in your own studio setup. Now, if you guys want to know those things, hit me on the other side of the intro. Welcome back, guys. To my review. So I will be going straight into the thick of things, and I'll be mentioning those things I think is important. Now, the very first thing I think is very important is a chair. Now, a chair is very important, and you just don't need just any chair. You need a chair with a back support. Now, we tend to sit on our chair working from home for a long period of time. And I think it's important that we get a good chair that will help our back, because now this chair I'm sitting on right here, this is the second chair I've used in the last 6 months. The first chair I went for a cheap chair, but listen, it wasn't good for my back. It was even causing more problem. And after a few months, I had issues with it, and then I had to change it. And you guys can see that chair in one of the pictures I had on my cover. And look, it wasn't a good chair. So I had to eventually get another chair. And this chair, I kind of look for things that, I wouldn't have wasted that money if I'd taken my time, probably more to research and maybe to watch a video like this, to watch a review, and to understand that chairs are very important, right? Our back, our health is very important. You need to protect yourself. You need to protect your health. And so getting a good chair, it might cost you some few in money, obviously, but your health is important. I've worked with a lot of people that now have back problem due to the fact that they're using bad chairs, or just sitting for like that. And so it is important that we look after our health. Working from home, we can just be there, forget ourselves on the seat, sitting on the screen. And to do that, we make sure that you look for a good chair. So I'll be putting in the description below this chair I'm currently using. You can look for other things in the chair, like the armrest needs to be good, and you need a headrest as well. This one doesn't have a headrest, but I'm okay with that. But if you think that's a very important thing, I think you should also have an headrest as well. So second thing I want to mention is a table, right? A table is also equally important, right? The best tables out there are the adjustable ones. So you need a table that is adjustable. You can adjust their height either up, down to your height, because sometimes you want to stand up, because sitting all the time is not the ideal thing. Obviously, if you sit too much, you stand too much, it's not good for our health. So if you have an adjustable table that can go up or lower, we allow you to be able to stand up and do work sometimes, or reduce them when you're sitting down. You can use them at that adjustable level. One of those ones that I found out that is probably cheaper is I saw a company called the Autonomous, I think, and they have these adjustable tables that cost around I think around maybe 300 pound or 300 something pound. And I think, if you want to invest, but there are other cheaper options out there that you can get, even like between 60 pound to like or 200. So it depends on what you're looking for. But remember, if you're building this studio for the future, not just for now, for the future, you might want to look out for the best options that are not too costly, because there's no point you don't want to be like me, that you buy something today, you spend that money. The previous chair I spent nearly £100, and then I had to get rid of it and I had to buy another one. I've spent that money 2 times. You can avoid that by just buying your table once rather than spending that money twice. So table is obviously the second thing I want to highlight. The third thing I want to mention is a monitor and a screen bar. Now, I'm currently using the BenQ, screen bar. Now, this screen bar is got like the automatic settings, which allows you to, spread light on your table. As you guys can see currently, I have my table lit up through this screen bar, and also there's no glare on the screen. Now, this screen bar is the best that you can get out there. Now, this I would say is optional. Now, you can get a lamp, a simple lamp, cheap lamp, maybe around £10, £15. I don't know, but this is a little bit overpriced, as you can see. But for what it does, I kind of appreciate it. Like, that glare is taking the glare out of your screen, and it will lit up the whole table. And one thing, fundamental thing, is there's no space, because on my table there's no space. Having a lamp sitting there, having so many things, you can eat the lamp can fall off, or different stuff. But this is just connected to the screen, and is connected to on top of your screen, and just onto your monitor. And each time you put on your monitor, the light will come on. I don't play with the setting. I just put it at the automatic ambience. So whenever it looks at the ambience, and it's going to adjust the light to that. But you can also set it manually to different one you want. You can change the different setting for the light. But I just felt, listen, I'll just leave it at that, and it works fine for me. Now, the second thing is having a monitor. Now, I used to use just my MacBook right here, MacBook Pro, just use it like that to do my stuff. But and I've done that for years, but I never knew what I was missing. And sometimes I get tired because I have to stretch my eyes to look, to see. There's just a small screen, obviously 13-inch, but migrating and upgrading to this monitor 27-inch just changed the whole experience. I mean, you remember that you are going to be sitting on a screen. You are going to be sitting at home, working from home. I think it is very, very important that you have a screen that will allow you to be able to see things more clearly in a bigger way. And also, if you can have two monitors, I mean, that's fantastic. But one is okay. And one good thing about this monitor is that it's a 4K, and apart from that, it's got a split screen. And you can use it you can use the split screen. You can even do like a 4 screen or even 3 screen, whatever screen you want. So you can be doing multitasking on this, and it's 27, which is big enough to be able to handle like 2 to 3 screen. So I think a big monitor is a very good idea to have, because also you have to be careful with your eyes, because at the end of the day, some people, working from home will cause damage to their eyes, because you keep stretching their eyes, you keep stressing their eyes. One of the things that this screen bar also does is that it helps you from, stressing your eyes and things. And that's one of the, for me, health is more important. Your health, no matter how much you can pay to save your health from deteriorating later on, I think it's worth it, rather than getting into a situation whereby you're suffering from different things just as a result of you don't want to spend maybe extra dollar there, extra pound there, and things like that. I think looking at your health and planning is very, very important. The next thing I want to talk about is a tablet or an iPad, whichever one you're using. For me, I think iPad or a tablet is crucial. For instance, I use the iPad and the iPad Pro, and so I have the pen as well. So what happens is that each time I'm talking to clients, so I'm able to use my pen to be able to jot things down using my iPad. Now, using my screen, I'm listening to the my client, and I'm able to write with my pen, and being able to jot down things. I think is very very good. And also with the new iOS update coming up in September, is gonna be coming with something called, is it Scribble or something like that? I hope I got it right. But anyway, what it does is that it can predict what you're writing in terms of writing, and it will convert it to a proper text. So I think that's a good feature coming up using the pen. But the other thing I use the iPad for on my table, for instance, is that right now I have the news on. Now, when we're working from home, I think we can be so lost in us working and we don't know what is happening around us. Recently something happened within the area of where I live, and there was an outbreak of this COVID stuff, and I didn't know for a couple of days, right? It's because I wasn't, just getting lost in what I was doing. But having the news on, the volume is totally down, but I can read and see what is going on. If I see anything that is, really, really happening around me, I can, understand that something is going on. And, you're aware. You need to be aware of what is going on in your surroundings. And I think, the tablet will play so many roles, for you. And, I do other things on the tablet as well. I can do what they call the sidecar. And so with the Mac, you can, you'll be able to see what you're doing on your Mac also on your tablet. So I use it as a separate screen as well. So this for me is these features that make me feel more comfortable and confident having just a tablet out there. I can use it to jot, I can use it to set up to watch news, and I also know I can use it as a sidecar, which is as serving as a separate screen. The next thing I want to highlight is a mic. I think for me, a mic is important. Now, this is optional for many people. Some people I think, well, listen, my computer, speakers is enough. But if you want to take your game to the next level, and if you have client, like I have to speak to clients, I have to speak with people. I'm a coach as well. I'm a consultant, so I need to speak with people. And you don't want to be speaking to clients and they can hear you properly. Taking your game to the next level require you having your own dedicated mic, to be able to, people can hear you with that sense of clarity. And I use presently the Rode Mini, which works brilliantly for me. It's a fantastic mic, and I've done the previous review, so if you want to go ahead and check that review out. And also I have that with the boom mic. Now this is a very cheap boom stand rather. It cost me around £13, so it's a cheap one, not a strong one, but listen, it's doing the job, and that's all I care about that much, right? But I think a mic is important for you to go to that next level and to help you to be able to communicate more effectively and efficiently. Although this one is cost you around £100, but for what it does, you can use it for podcasts, you can use it for music, maybe not the best for music, but you can use it for podcasts, you can use it for meetings on Teams, on Skype, different things. And you can use it to record your screen. You can do so many things with this mic. It's just a wonderful mic that will make your voice, heard in a better way, and as we're working from home, obviously you want to wow your clients. You want them to have a good experience having a conversation. You want your boss to be able to hear everything you're saying, and I think these things are quite important. So a mic, and a boom stand is very important. The next thing I will talk about is having a good keyboard and mouse. Now, for a good experience, you need a good keyboard, right? You need a good keyboard to be able to type things properly, to do your stuff. The reason why I'm using monitor also is that when you use monitor, obviously you have to you have to upgrade by using a dedicated keyboard. So at the moment, I'm using the Apple keyboard. This is a bit costly, obviously. It costs around £145 or £49. But it's a good keyboard, and it's got numbers. It's got numbers in it as well, so it's well laid out. It's a good keyboard, and I kind of like it. It worked effectively for me, and that's all I asked for. And also, I've got these this Apple mouse there. They're I just love Apple product, and for me, it just works seamlessly for me. I mean, there are better. People will argue that there are better mouse that are like the Logitech. Logitech has so many good keyboard and mouse out there, and some people that use even Apple products still use Logitech because they believe they have the best. For instance, this keyboard doesn't have, you can't pair with like different devices, but with the Logitech one, there are ones that you can pair with like three devices at the same time, and you just program them, and then you'll be able to. But well, I'm fine with this. This one can pair with my Mac, and it can pair with my iPad if I need to, and it can pair with my MacBook Pro, but that'll be on a separate occasion, but that's fine by me, right? And so and also having the experience of this mouse for me is very important. With the mouse, I'm able to just scroll and do different things. It just works seamlessly for me, and I think for me that is important. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is headphones, right? So at the moment I'm using the JBL, right? But listen, guys, I used to use the Sony, is the SMX3, right? That headphone is the best. Listen, that headphone is the best headphone. It's a premium headphone, but not that premium. I was looking at Sony website the other day, and I saw this mic 2,000. This headphone costing 2,000 plus, or I think £2,000. I was like, whoa! Right? There's so many expensive headphones out there, but considering what that Sony headphone can do, and the functionality, including the app that comes with it, that is the best. I recently lost that one, and I got this as a gift, and so I wouldn't mind. This is a good one. It's still a good headphone, but listen, that is at a different level. So I would believe that a headphone is good, and with the one that has noise cancellation. Now this one also has got noise cancellation, but it's not that effective. The Sony one is very effective, and the reason where I have the noise cancellation one is that when I used to travel, commute around, once I have it on and I put the noise cancellation effect on, it kind of cancels, it nullifies every other thing going around me, and I can focus on what I'm doing. And when you're working within your own environment as well, you want to be able to take distraction away sometimes. And especially when I'm using my mic, I can use this headphone to monitor how my sound will look like. I mean, will be sounding in the other side. So for me, it's very important. I put the headphone on just to hear how my voice is sounding like. So if my voice is not good on the mic, I can control how that one is sounding. So I think a headphone, it might be optional for most of you as well, but I think is an important headphone to buy. But for me, if I want to invest, I recommend one headphone. I would recommend either the Sony one, the XM, is it 3,000 or something, or I will recommend the Bose 700. Then I can recommend this one, right? But those two are the top one that you can go for. They're a bit pricey, but you get what you pay for. So the next thing I will be talking about is a Bluetooth speaker. Now, on my table, I have this Bluetooth speaker. I have this small speaker. This is a wonderful Boss speaker. You can connect to my MacBook. You can connect to my money, connect to my iPad and my phone, and I can just play music. Now, we need music. You're working from home. You'll be spending a lot of time in your seat, and you just need, it's good to just have that music in the background if you're not distracted by it. Some people don't like it, but for most people, having that music in the background sometimes helps you, and having a nice speaker sometimes, because you don't want to put the headphone in your ears for like 8 hours, 9 hours, but having that slow music, that music going on in the background, just, it will ginger you, give you that extra spirit. You know what I mean? Music is a healing factor. All right, so you need a good speaker as well. The other thing I want to mention, the next thing which I want to talk about, is having an SSD card or a drive. You need one of this. Now, this is the Sony one. I've also done this in one of my reviews. This is the one I use. I also have the other one, the G Technology one, but this seems to be one of the fastest, and it's also a very portable, SSD card. Everyone, you will need this one to store data. Your stuff might be too full. Your computer, you get overworked and things. You can just post document here and use it. I think this is very, very, very important for you. In helping you to organize yourself, store things properly, and arrange them so that you don't get your old computer filled up. And you can segment things and separate things easily with having that SSD card. The next thing I want to talk about is having a digital watch. Right, I have the Apple Watch here, and you guys might say, okay, that's another optional thing, right? But for me, this is very important. Now, when I'm working, I like to just put my phone in silence and put it upside down and just put it away, but having this Apple Watch, where you can have the other ones, the Android one, so you don't have to buy Apple, you can go. It's just because when you are one in ecosystem, and all these companies are both so smart, when you are already in an ecosystem, you just continue in that ecosystem. So I've got Apple stuff, so having the Apple Watch is very important for me. What it does is at least it helps me to get notifications. So when my phone is away, it's upside down, it's in silence, I don't hear anything, but I get notification on my watch, and if it's important, I can see from my watch that it's important. Otherwise, I don't need to lift my phone or carry my phone, keep distracting myself. So I think even when I've been into meetings or attending different things like that, you don't want to be picking up your phone and things like that. But with my watch, I can quickly see what is on. And if it's a very, very emergency or something that is very important, you can quickly see it from your watch. And you can also preview quickly. And, having that watch is essential. I think it's very important as well. It can even help you, maintaining your health, running, calculating different things like that. You can use other watch to do that. People will argue, but what I said with everything that the Apple Watch offers, I think it's a great deal to have it. It's a complement to help you to focus on what you need to focus on and to eliminate every distractions. Those are the 10 things that I wanted to highlight, and those are the 10 things, and it's in my own ultimate home studio, right? But I want to give out 3 tips, right? That is also will help you, right? The first one is that while we're working on from home, I think GDPR is very important. Now, because we are working from home, remember that GDPR came into effect from May 2018. It is very important that we are very, very careful with people's data, and especially if you work for different companies, you need to make sure that we are not carried away. You maintain what is being asked of you to maintain, and to make sure that people's data are not being leaked and things like that. That could, affect you personally and even lead to job loss. And, there's so many hackers out there, and there are so many things going on there. You just need to be aware and need to be careful with people's data, because you're working from home. These are the disadvantages of working from home, right? The other thing is, which is very, very important, is taking breaks. We need to take regular breaks. Working from home, we get used to sitting on the seat. Sometimes I'm on my seat for 4 or 5 hours because I just get lost in sitting there doing from one thing to the other. That could affect our health, obviously, and it also take you away from other things that is important, like family and things like that. Obviously, when you're working, you're supposed to focus on work, but taking regular break from your seat, just walking back and forth or standing up, that is why I also recommend that the adjustable table, because always sitting too much is not good. Standing too much is not good. But being able to be flexible with it too. But it's also good to walk away from your screen for like 5 to 10 minutes within every 2 hours. It's good just to maybe for 5 minutes, just walk away. You can have a thought in your head of how you want to do your next task, but just take a walk, even take a coffee or take a tea or do something. I think that is very important. The last thing I want to mention is cross ventilation, or having your table or your office next to a good window. Just having that fresh air, I think, is also important. We can have air conditioning, you can have different things, but having a proper ventilation within your space, I think, is important for our health. And so this may look very, very insignificant and not important, but I think natural airs are very, very vital. As I go today, as I leave today, I think I want to emphasize on the fact that you have to look after your health. Your health is important, and if you start from today and start planning and mapping out strategy of how you want to build your own ultimate home, and go for things that you need to get, not everything. For everything I've mentioned today, obviously you guys will realize that there are some things that you probably, from your own point of view, you say, okay, I don't need this, right? And that's fine, right? We are all different, and what is important to you might not be important to everyone else. But I think about 7 of them are very important for you to consider. But if you want to get everything, then it depends on your own decision. Ultimately, the decision to get any of those things still lies on you. Guys, that is my review today. Probably has taken maybe longer than a usual review I would do, but I just think it is important that we talk about experience from working from home and how we need to plan for this. Right. If I've missed anything that you think should be included in this, please, you can leave your suggestion behind on the comment below, and and you can also tell us about how your own experiences working from home and your workstation. Like I said, you guys can see my own workstation, and that's all I've got. All right, guys. Thank you for watching this review today. Thank you for your continued support. Please share this video for everyone that and thank you very much for your support. And until next time I say, guys, I want you guys to keep safe. COVID is still out there. Be responsible. Have fun still, but be responsible. I'm so glad that we can cut our hairs now, but I think I'm still gonna wait a little bit. All right, guys, have a lovely week ahead. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys next. Bye bye.